everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Heidi from My Reading Life, and I'm here today to film a book review video for the book Naturalist Book Club selection for the month of December. And I wanted to film this video at this particular moment in time because this tree is coming out this afternoon. And I thought I should have at least one more video with the tree in the background before I take it out for the season. So I hope that all of you have been having a fabulous holiday season. If you celebrate, I particularly enjoy the time period between Christmas and New Year's as a time to sort of rest and reflect, wrap up things that I have been working on in 2023 and get ready for new things to come in 2024. And one of the things to wrap up is the last book in our book club for the year. So we read A Solitude of Wolverines by Alice Henderson. I will put the cover up here because I read it as an ebook. And Alice Henderson is a wildlife researcher. She's an American, and she has written several book series and also like sort of media tie-ins for TV shows and things like that. And her wildlife research primarily focuses on doing wildlife surveys on conservation nonprofit properties to see what species are present on those properties. So her first book in her new mystery series, I say new, this book was published in 2020, A Solitude of Wolverines, and it's the first book in her Alex Carter mystery series. And the main character in this series is also a wildlife researcher who does similar things to what Alice Henderson does herself. She conducts wildlife surveys on conservation properties. So in this book, Alex gets called to be offered a job at a new preserve out in Montana, and she is asked to conduct a population survey of wolverines. And I will say that I really enjoyed the information about wolverines that was provided in this book, although I don't think that the writing style itself is necessarily for me. I don't read a lot of thriller type books, and this is definitely what I would call a thriller. So I don't read this genre very often, and so it's not my preferred style of writing. But I did enjoy the information that I learned about wolverines. I enjoyed the setting of Montana, which is not a place that I've read a lot of books set in. So that was interesting to me. I had a hard time suspending my disbelief for a lot of this novel. Some of the decisions and actions that Alex takes, particularly in the beginning of the novel when she decides very suddenly and quickly to take on this job, didn't make sense to me in a practical way, but just let that go and go along for the ride, because this is a very fast-paced book. Like, it's very quick and easy to read. And when the action gets started, and she's staying in this very remote, basically the site of an old ski lodge in Montana, it's very dilapidated and run down. There's some sketchy history around the place. And then she begins her research activities, which are very interesting, although I did question as well some of the lack of direction that was given to her by supposedly this conservation organization that hired her. But the action itself of she sort of stumbles into this mystery in this area where this preserve is. And she is on her own, and she kind of has to deal with it on her own. And she has some things in her background. She has family history and things in her childhood that lead her to be particularly well suited to dealing with this particular mystery. And the action just ramps up. And so the second half of the book is just like this action scene, one after the other. And there's like crazy stuff that happens, and it is just a wild ride. So it was highly entertaining. And so I am glad that I read it in the month of December, because I had been like very much leaning into genre fiction during the month of December. And this book was like perfect for that. It was just, a very entertaining, fun read. And it just was like, you just sort of, once you're in it, the plot just sort of consumes you and just takes you away. So I enjoyed my time spent reading this book. Do I think it's the best thing that was ever written? No, I do not. But I do enjoy it for what it is. And I also appreciate the fact that I learned stuff about Wolverines, which I didn't know very much about. So that was the book that we read for December. Now in January, we will start our new year of reading. I will link the video down below in the description. That is the video that I produced at the beginning of December, and also Doris's video from the beginning of December, in which she and I give you the list of all the books that we'll be reading in 2024 for the Book Naturalist Book Club. So you can check that out and get your books lined up if you want to join us in the new year. But in January, we will be reading The Comfort of Crows, A Backyard Year by Margaret Renkl. Now, we have read Margaret Renkl previously in the book club a couple of years ago. Really enjoyed her writing. She is a Southern American writer. And in this book, she takes us through 52 weeks in a whole year, 52 weeks of what she observes in her own backyard. And this hardcover edition, I believe this is produced by, is this Milkweed? No, this is Spiegel and Grant. Her last book was a Milkweed book. But this is Spiegel and Grant, this hardcover. I mean, just gorgeous. The outside dust jacket flap. And then you look inside, and there are all these full page color illustrations for each section, each week that she's talking about. And they're just gorgeous. This book is like very beautifully produced. So I would definitely recommend, if you do want to join us for this read in January, that you pick up this book. You could probably get it from your library if you don't want to purchase any new books, but this is just a lovely object. And I think this is a great way to start out the year by sort of looking at nature over the course of 52 weeks. And I know that we will be in good hands with Margaret Renkl for this type of a journey. So that's what we'll be reading in January. I hope you'll join along with us as we take this book on. I hope you will read with us throughout the year of 2024, because we have a ton of really great nature nonfiction and nature fiction to read over the course of the year. And I look forward to discussing these books with you. There'll be, again, in the coming year, I'll be doing at least one video a month. Maybe two on some of the months that I'm reading 2 books for the book club, but at least one video per month talking about these books. So I hope you will join in the discussion in the comments down below and read these books along with us. It's going to be a great time, and I'm very excited to start the new year. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well and finding some great books to read. I will talk to you later.